Hey YouTube, Peterbilt Knife Guy, and today we're gonna be taking a look at the Work Tough Gear Carnivore. So this is the Work Tough Gear Carnivore. Got your standard Kydex sheath that Work Tough Gear does a fantastic job on. You got your clip here, which I'm not a big fan of these clips. I like slimline designs, and these things just bulk stuff up so much. I know a lot of people enjoy these, and you know what? They're good for what they are, but for me, I tend to take these off of everything I have. There's not a single knife sheath that I have that has one of these on there that I use. They just don't do it for me. They function just fine, but that's just not my thing. Also too, I've never been a fan of the where it's attached to one side of the knife and not the other. Kydex is not brittle, but it can be in cold temperatures, and this just worries me. Plastics in general kind of get brittle in cold temperatures. But anyways, fantastic gear. We have a stamped or laser engraved Work Tough Gear marking right there. Cool. Now to the knife. This thing kind of perplexes me. We have like a katana shaped blade here, which in my opinion, this kind of looks katana-esque, or not even a katana, but what are those short ones? I don't know what they are. Somebody who knows swords will know better than me, but this looks like it should have a big old guard and like a raised skin handle on it. And then the handle is quite big, actually. It has a very generous handle, which where you're holding it, you know, all this out the back. I do enjoy a big handle, but there's just something is just too much. And in my opinion, this knife has just a little too much handle, in my opinion. We got this beautiful gator, I don't know what they call it. It's gator texture or crocodile, I don't know what they call it, but I'll put it in here somewhere. But one thing Work Tough Gear does do, their fit and finish is just fantastic. There is not a single raised rough portion anywhere on this tang. They fit these handles to these knives extremely well. We have a forward lanyard hole, which I don't understand because this knife's not a chopper. Can it chop? Yes. Will we try to chop with it? Yes. But we're balanced right about there. It's not balanced for chopping, so I don't know why having a forward lanyard hole on here is necessary. I would have much preferred if on this knife if it had a milled out section and the lanyard hole was actually in the tang, but that's just me. And we have, if anybody's watched my channel for any period of time, you know how I feel about choils. This knife, in my opinion, is a katana with a huge choil and an extra massive handle. You know what? It just don't do it for me. I don't know why, but we're gonna chop with it because that's what's gonna be what really does it for me. The one thing about this handle that does lend itself to awesomeness is it has a really comfortable choke back, and then that puts the balance up here with a lot of blade in front of you. So we'll try that out, but let's get some specs here. We have, I would say, 7 1/4 inches of cutting, a good inch and almost a half a choil. Freaking crazy. And then the handle, we're looking at 5 3/4, but the inner grip is a little over 4, about 4, depending on where you do it, about 4 inches. And overall, we're looking at about 14 inches. It's a decent sized knife, and we're coming just a hair under a 1/4 inch. I think they're 0.24 inches, something like that, if I'm even focusing in the dang camera. The balance point on this, like I said, this knife looks like it's got a handle on it to where you think this blade would want to be just a little bit more hefty, but it's not. So I don't know. I just don't know what to think about that. I don't know what category to put this in, and that's what perplexes me the most. Is I don't see an outdoors knife here. I don't see a chopper. I don't see a tactical knife. I'm very confused on what the designer, who was Outer Limitless, was thinking when they made this. They made an all-handle mini katana for some reason. I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't see this video. But I just, maybe I need to talk to the guy and be like, hey, what was your thoughts when you were creating this? Because, I mean, it looks cool. Don't get me wrong. It does look cool. I just don't know where it falls into. Is it a bushcraft knife? I wouldn't want to bushcraft with this thing. Would it be a good survival knife? I mean, you got a real thick stock. SK85 is a steel. I forgot to mention that. So it's going to be beefy. It's going to be strong. It has a nice, robust tip on there. But it's not weighted. And, here's another thing, too. This knife chunky. I don't know the specs. I'll probably throw them in right here. But this knife's a chunky knife. It is a chunky knife. So, for tactical use, this thing's going to be chunky. It's not the knife you probably want to carry on you if you were, one of those combat knife fighters that happens all the time. Is it a katana? Katana-esque? So it leans itself to where it wants to look towards fighting, almost. But then again, you got this massive-ass handle on here, which I like big handles, don't get me wrong, but they have to match the knife, and I don't understand it. And it's thick. This boy is thick. This handle we're looking at, it's over an inch and a 1/16. It doesn't have any really swell in the handle. It almost seems like it would roll out an index pretty easy. I mean, you can index on it, but I imagine you could. It's kind of spindly and round, so you can't really tell right here. But if you look, this whole intersection is kind of round. My main problem with this knife is I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's used for, but I know what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to go chop something. If this is your first time here on Peterbilt Knife Guy, just understand, I like big chopping knives, okay? So this is just too small to be a chopper, too big to be EDC. What is this knife? I don't know, but I mean, it hits. Let's try to chop something and see what exactly happens here. One of these wood, I get a lot of comments about why don't I use like green wood in my videos. Well, because I live in the frickin' suburbs, okay? If I lived in the mountains, I could make these videos every day where I'm out chopping wood and stuff like that, or saplings or whatever, I pick this crap up on construction site. I work construction. I'm using what's necessary, or what's available to me. I'm a scavenger. So let's see if I can't screw this up. Let's try to chop. Now, first off, I'm gonna try just holding it in the standard hammer grip. Ooh, I feel it wanting to roll. It wanted to hit and roll in my hand. That's kind of what I expected with this very round handle. The only thing that kind of wants to index it is this little finger hump right here, but in hand, you don't even really feel it. So, I don't know. I mean, it chops. I would expect it to for how chunky it is. This is all in the hammer grip, by the way. Now, let's choke back up on it. And this wants to index nicely. That wants to hold right where it should be. So let's try this. Yeah, let's go like this. Am I even gonna be in there? Ugh, doesn't even want to stick. What is this damn knife? I don't know. I don't know. Well, back to this. So this was a used knife. This is Frank at What's the Point EDCs. Go check him out. He sent this to me. He got this from Scab at Choir Boys Outdoors. In Houston, we have a problem. You seen the chopping I did? I have never had a problem like that. Unless there, you know, maybe there was a piece of rock in that wood or something, but I've never messed up SK85. See that glint? I don't know. I'm gonna sharpen this up before I send it back to him anyways. So it won't be there, but yeah, my biggest problem with this knife is I don't know what it is. First off, don't know what it is. Second off, the handle is very round. It is like a curved broomstick. It's comfortable in hand if you were to be doing just like tasks like this. But then again, with this massive ass choil, where this blade could have came all the way back, you know, honestly, if that blade came all the way back to here, there was just a little sharpening choil right there, I think I would have more use for this knife, because then you could get up in here and do something. But now if you want to cut something, you're either cutting way out here where you got shit leverage, or you got to choke up and go in here, and then you're not on that comfortable handle no more. So I don't know. Choking back on it and chopping was actually very comfortable, but I don't know. It's not for me. I don't get it. But anyways, thank you, Frank, for sending this and let me check it out. I'm sorry I don't love it. I would not buy this for me. Now, to each their own, your mileage may vary. Not for me. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching.